Hey, it's Tim.
And it's Amy from GoWithLess. We're glad you're here. In this week's video, we're sharing all of our June spending with you. We hope you'll watch the whole video because we're sharing it all.
Every Wednesday here on our channel, we come out with a new video, typically talking about our early retirement or our nomadic lifestyle. In 2015, we left our careers in our late 40s and retired early, and in January of 2020, we sold our home and became full-time nomads.
As Tim mentions, every Wednesday we come out with a new video about early retirement, nomadic living, travel hacking, house sitting. Hopefully, you'll subscribe over here to catch those videos, and please give us a thumbs up on today's video. We're gonna get talking about where we were in the month of June. Every single day we were on a house sit, 2 different house sits. The first was one that we had been on already for 2.5 months in Silver Spring, Maryland. We left that in mid-June and we drove about 3-4 hours to Westchester County, New York, where we did another house sit, and we were there for about 2.5 weeks. So no accommodations expense in this video, but what you are gonna see in between our categories is some of our scenes from our New York stay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also worth mentioning kind of how our numbers work. So every second Wednesdays when we talk about our prior month's worth of spending, we target spending about $3,000 a month, which works out to $36,000 a year. This year we're pretty far off target because we had some extraordinary expenses early in the year. There's some remote chance that we actually make this year. We'll see how that plays out.
Probably
unlikely.
Not.
And then
Probably
we're
not.
also probably reconsidering our number next year, and we'll be discussing that as the year progresses and on into next year. But nonetheless, 2021, $36,000 is what we're looking to spend this year.
Okay, so let's start with our June spending. Category number 1 is our favorite, food and dining. If we're gonna have a number 1 category, that's a good one. $823 in June. That broke down into restaurants, $486, and groceries, $338. Now our $486 in restaurants wasn't too bad, but that does represent $200 that we took other people out for the 3 most expensive meals we had. We took my parents out for brunch, we met up with our daughter in Western Massachusetts where she's working for the summer, and we took one of my best friends out for lunch. So it was just a nice
yeah, it's always great to spend money that way. So number 1 is food, and then number 2, we're treating other people. Fantastic way to spend some money. Our second largest category for this month is going to be auto and transportation. We spent $767 this month on auto and transportation. This is usually a pretty low category for us, but we had some unusual spending this month. We spent $350 on our insurance. That covers us for 6 months. That gets us through to January. There's some potential. This is the last time that we ever have to pay for auto insurance if we never own a car again once we get rid of our car. We hope
we might have a
that's the case.
non-owner policy in the future, though.
That's going to be anything like $350 for 6 months. Anyway, so the next chunk of that is going to be gas, $199 we spent on gas. So between getting from Maryland to New York and getting in and out of New York City, we spent quite a bit of money on gas, also going up to Mass to see our daughter. We also spent $100 on a Southwest Airlines gift card. There was some sort of deal going on where I got a bunch of points for paying for $100 worth of gift cards, and so that's that. We also spent $92 on an oil change for our car. A lot of money on our car.
New York prices.
Yeah, and that's a lot for an oil change for us anyway. And this is kind of not much money, but something we were excited to spend in this category this month. We spent $13 on the subway in New York City. So this is the first time we've been on really any form of public transportation since COVID. So excited to spend that $13.
And that just represents 4 one-way fares on the New York City subway. So the price has gone up since I lived there back in the 1990s a lot. Category number 3 is shopping, $322. That breaks down into $240 on Amazon and $71 for consignment shop that I bought a couple of pieces of clothing. I bought 4 pieces of nice clothing. Now Tim buys Amazon at some sort of, I don't know, like a little bit of a deal, and he's just going to spend that. Tim gets you get your clothes basically on Amazon.
No, I got some
You
clothes
got shorts,
on Amazon.
you got your fun
Right,
t-shirt.
I forgot all about that. But really, almost all of this $240 was during Amazon Prime Day or whatever. There was some deals, and so I just loaded up a bunch of cash into my Amazon accounts. There's over $200 still just sitting there waiting to be spent. Which
Future money.
Future money. So it's just, I think we just put it in this shopping category, not knowing where it will actually land when we buy stuff, but it's there. Our 4th largest category is this miscellaneous catch-all category. And so we spent in 2 different chunks here. We spent $177 total, but we spent $119 on gifts this month, and then Amy has something fun to talk about.
Yeah, because we were coming to Mexico for 6 weeks, I've been wanting to restart my Spanish lessons. So I spent $58 for 5 one-hour sessions. I am on a site called Italki. I don't know how to pronounce it, italki.com, and I speak one-on-one with a private tutor in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and it is unbelievable. So it's hard because I used to be okay with Spanish back in college when I took it in school, but not using it. I'm a use it or lose it kind of person, and I haven't needed it for a long, long time. So 5 hours of Spanish lessons was great. Now I have it's really affordable, $58 for private lessons for 5 full hours. So if you want his information, email me at amy@GoWithLess.com. I'll give you his information directly. I don't want to put it out to the entire public internet because I still want to be able to get my lessons when I need them.
Absolutely. Our 5th largest category for the month of June is going to be home and lodging. It was $167 that we spent for this month in this category, and we didn't have to pay to have a roof over our head at all for the entire month.
That saved us a lot.
That saved us a lot of money. So where we did spend money this month is $60 on Airbnb loads. So just like with the Amazon loads earlier, I spent $60 to buy some Airbnb discounted gift cards. Again, this was something to do with Amazon Prime Day that I got at a discount. So it's hard to do this in volume, but I think I got these gift cards at like 20% off or something like that. So that was great to add those to our stash of Airbnb. We also spent $90 for our storage unit, and that's gone up quite a bit, so we got to maybe reassess that over the coming months.
I don't see that going up. Yeah, I don't see that changing.
Who knows?
Maybe only going up. Category number 6 is health and fitness and beauty, $167. Most of that is on Groupon for $142. Tim and I we did our 3rd IPL photo facial. It reduces, so Tim had some things up here that were, I don't know, like raised not birthmarks, like sunspots, I guess. I had a patch over here that was kind of bad. So this was our 3rd time doing it. It's like a laser that we get administered onto our face. It is actually, I'm going to say that it's kind of painful for me, but it's over very quickly, and it reduces your age spots. And and for Tim, he had some raised ones, so it really helps. So a lot of people have asked me about what this is. It's called exactly an IPL photo facial. We have got them on Groupon, made sure that we used places that had really good reviews, and I think we're probably done with that. So it's not that we're perfect, but she said, I think you've kind of got the most bang.
You get diminishing returns.
I think you've got the most you're going to get.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I think that's it. And then we had $18
I got a haircut.
on your haircut. Woo. Yes.
Yeah. I need a haircut again. I'm hoping to get one in the coming weeks. So now I'm going to take the number 7, 8, and 9 categories. We used to have 10. We'll talk about why we don't have 10 anymore now. So utilities is going to come in at number 7. We spent $45 for Amy's Google Fi service. If you'll go look up here, we talk extensively about the phone service plans that we currently have. And then the 8th largest category is going to be entertainment. We spent $28, which is primarily for some streaming subscriptions and newspaper subscriptions that we have online. And then our 9th category is going to be taxes, and we spend $0 in taxes for the month of June.
Okay, so people who are really on top of it may notice, and Tim just mentioned it, that we have skipped a 10th category. That was our business category, and it does not make sense to have that anymore. So as we have more expenses on our business, it is outweighed by, I guess, profit. So we are going to talk a little bit about business and why we're taking that out right now. So just to give some frame of reference, our expenses, our income last year from our GoWithLess business was $5,000 between the two of us, and that takes out our self-employment taxes and like camera gear and things like that we only use for our videos. So between the two of us, we only made $5,000. It certainly doesn't mean we are not retired, but as we come into this year, we are going to 2 conferences. We're going to be attending FinCon and TBEX. We have some significant administrative fees, and it just made sense because since we're not taking the positive of the income, it doesn't make sense that we have the negative.
I think so. It felt like it was a little constraining. So we want to be doing things to grow our business, and because we're already going to struggle with making our $36,000 work this year, it felt like, well, maybe we don't need to spend money to grow our business because then we're not going to be anywhere near our $36K. And so it just didn't make sense to have those constraints on trying to grow our business. So investing in our business is not something that we need to be talking about in the context of trying to spend $36,000. Also, if somebody's looking at living a life of being a nomad, our business stuff certainly isn't anything.
It doesn't make sense that it was ever in there to begin with, really.
It
should have never been in. I'm going to do our June spending. Our June spending, therefore, was $2,496 for June. So we ended up doing really, really well. We pulled some numbers out of our earlier in the year numbers that we did take some business expenses. So we took out our self-employment tax. We took out my expensive laptop that's really just expensive because of editing the videos for our business. And then if you're really, really on top of it, you may know that we also stuck my new iPhone in there. And even though we use that a lot for business because of recording videos and staying on top of social media and stuff, we are keeping that, and that's not going to be a business expense.
Actually,
we're going to put that into shopping.
It will remain a business expense. This is something we would have bought this phone whether or not we were running our business. So because we use it for business, it is a legitimate business expense, but this is something, again,
it's staying in the numbers for you.
That's
yes,
right.
For you. Okay, so where that leaves us for year to date with our readjusted, not business in there, is we are supposed to be tracking at $18,000, 6 months times $3,000 each month, and where we are is $22,486. That gets us to 125% year to date. So we are still quite a bit over. As Tim mentions, we have some possibility that we're going to make it in the next 6 months. I don't see that happening. I think we have fewer house sits in the next 6 months. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, it seems unlikely, but who knows? We'll see. We're not going to do things like crazy things to try and make that number work, by the way. So we are going to try and continue to make $3,000 a month work for the remainder of the year and try and be under that. I just don't know that we're going to be able to pull in from the hole that we're currently in and make $36K magically work.
I don't know. So what I want to know from you down below, please, we are at midway to the end of the year. So are you tracking your expenses? How are you doing as the world starts opening up again? I know that people are they're ready. They haven't spent any money for a year, a lot of people. So there's some built up demand for holidays and things like that. Prices are higher. So where is your spending through June for the first half of the year? Put that down below and I will comment. I'll hopefully do my best to respond, and we'll see you in our Facebook group, our GoWithLess Facebook group, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Adios.